Okay, so most people need to bulk. You need to bulk. I need to bulk. Like I may be, yeah, I may be holding a bit of body fat, but I need to bulk. I'm 85 kg. I need to get to 90. I need to get to 95, maybe 100. I need to consistently gain 2 kilograms a month. That's the goal. We'll see how it goes. Maybe there's going to be some aggressive cuts. But this is not about me. This is about you and why you need to bulk. So I'm 2 years into this, and I will admit there have been tons of mistakes. There have been tons of hiccups. There have been injuries. There have been things where it just has put me back. But I would consider myself to be at a decent place. And I'm at a place where a lot of people would think, should I be bulking or should I be cutting? What should my goal be? Should I try and remove some of the fat to see the gain left beneath, underneath? Who knows? Or should I continue bulking? Maybe should I maintain? Should I try a recomp for a bit? Recomp is now cutting should not be on my mind. I have just reached 25 BMI, which classes me as overweight. And yet, my physique is not one that's overweight. You would not look at me and think, oh, that guy's overweight. You'd even consider lean, although I'm not lean. But you wouldn't consider it to be an unhealthy physique. And I still have a continuation that I can go down. My hair is, honestly, maybe my hair shouldn't have been like this. I know. Okay, that looks really small. See this side? Okay, we're not putting these in. This is kind of embarrassing. My shoulders. We'll just show the shoulders. I'll be honest, I've had a lot of disappointments. I should be a lot better than what I am right now. We'll speak about that in a second with my my nose is itchy. With my cutting horror story. Now this is terrifying, this is scary. You might want to keep your loved ones close for this, because this is like a scary story. Something that you wish would not happen to you. So I had this goal. I'd got to like decent size. I got to 80 kilograms. I think maybe 82, 83 or something. All-time high. I'd grinded so hard, and I was so proud of myself. And I had this goal, and I think I actually created my TikTok account close to this goal. The goal was to become shredded by my birthday, July 10th, by summer, just to see what I'd accomplished. And I set to work. I set to work, but the issue was, first few months, I lose nothing. Why? Why do I lose nothing? Well, for some reason, the entire time I've been bulking, it had been a struggle to get the calories in. I should have gained more than I did. It was a struggle. Reason being, it was just the food I'd make and dinner my mum would make. And that was it. There was no snacks, or nothing like that. The second I start cutting, every single day, my sister is baking. She's making cakes, she's making cookies, she's making muffins, she's making like really nice desserts, and I'm just here like, why? I'm cutting. So it would become a thing where I'd either have it and just be at maintenance or be at a surplus, or I'd start removing things from my diet instead of like having something good, having like maybe some protein or like a healthy fat or some good carbs. I'd replace it with like this cookie, which I didn't even like, to be completely honest. But I wanted it, everyone else is having it. I didn't want to be the one left out. Who would? That's kind of one of those things, like next time I need that dedication dialed in, because I need to be able to withstand those sort of temptations if I really want to get where I want to get to. I mean, last time was an example of that. So yeah, that was bad. But then as time progressed, I noticed I wasn't getting to where I wanted. And I reached this point where I became inconsistent with the gym because I was so depleted of energy. What made it worse is I also reached a point where I just stopped eating. I would go for like a couple of days where I just be like, I'm gonna have nothing. I just wanna lose some extra weight. Like we'll just do some fasting, right? We'll do some fasting to cut down. And all this did was made me lose muscle. I'll be honest. It was just losing muscle. Like, sure, some fat was lost. Like, I'm sure a lot of fat was lost, but a ton of muscle mass was lost. And at the end of this cut, I was 70 kilograms. I think 69 was like the lowest I got to. But even though I went from like 83 to 69, and I was holding at the time 20 kilograms of fat, I ended up having like, I think it was 10, 15 at the end. As in, I had basically just, I think that might mean there's more muscle than fat lost. And it showed. My chest strength had decreased massively. My leg strength was just actually improving. I actually gained muscle in my legs because I was so I didn't know how to train with intensity with my legs before, so I actually gained muscle with my legs. We won't talk about that. That's just embarrassing, if anything. But I know you're wondering, this can't get any worse, can it? How could it? The horror story is over. The horror story is not over, my friends. After this, I start bulking again. And here's the kicker. A week into bulking, I tear my lateral meniscus. And this starts about a month of me going to the gym like 3 times to do some arms. Well, not arms, but upper body without loading the knee at all because it was awful. It would lock 24/7. And I got so out of it. Like, I was so not upset, but I just didn't want to do anything. When I would do upper body, it would hurt if I carried around dumbbells and stuff. My knee would lock and I had to physically unlock it. It would take forever. It'd be awful. And it started being very difficult. And it wasn't great. And I actually ended up coming out that month at about 78 kilograms. Like, all the weight I'd lost over a long time, and it was kind of hard and disastrous, had all come back. Just because of that injury, it just all bounced back. Which wasn't great because even though the cut was disastrous, it was a horror story. The second horror story meant that I wasn't able to capitalize on the somewhat of fat loss there was. Although now I am leaner than I would have been if I had continued. But so in the end, it is okay. I just lost time. But this horror story, there's more to it. There's a few more chapters. There's a 3-parter. So after this month, I'm given a rehab plan. I get back into it. My leg strength, my knee health is coming back. Everything's good. And okay, something about me is I have a horrible torso to leg ratio. It's awful. So my high bar squat has always been super, super low. Or maybe I just don't push it very hard. I'm not sure which one it is. But my low bar is fine. I think I got to 120 for 6 or something with the low bar. So it's nothing advanced. I don't think it's intermediate. But the squat ability was there. But my high bar, currently I'm not even on 80. And the kicker is I reached a 70 kilogram squat about 3 times because I got there first, the cut happened. And then I broke my knee. And then I got there again. And the next stage is the 3-parter, right? So, after everything's going smoothly, everything's going fine, very, very consistent. Well, not very consistent, but there was a period of every single day. And I was okay, I want to go every single day in the new year. But I probably, but I shouldn't start it in the new year. I should start it right now because there's no point waiting for a good habit to start. You should start it. And that is when December came along. December, the horror month. So what happens first? I get the flu for 2 weeks. That's like, yeah, okay. It wasn't great. It was the flu, And then hypothermia, almost hospitalized. There was this one night where I'm convinced I almost died. It was awful. There was no heating in my room. And it was cold. It was really cold. It got to like -5. Just one duvet, no blanket. It was awful. I was just shivering. I couldn't breathe. I had like the worst headache. Everything hurt. It was not fun. And then after this, there was a mold infestation in my room. My room has an issue where the condensation on the windows builds up massively, and it drips down, and it starts growing mold. So I have to regularly, I do a thing where I put salt on my windowsills, on like plates, and it collects all the moisture, and it's fine. But back then I wasn't doing that. Probably because I was like suffering from like having the flu and hypothermia and stuff. It like all compounded, right? And so I go a month at the gym, and when I come back, my strength again dropped to basically nothing. Also, the week after December, like I didn't go. The week after, I'm still recovering from these compounding things, and it's also when I actually started my that's when I first developed my like acid reflux. It first came from the flu. It was like a flu side effect. It's something that can happen sometimes. It's just whatever. Okay, so all of this, I've been doing push-pull legs, and it was okay. The consistency wasn't that great. But now, new year, I started working again. So I do like a paintball job on the weekends. And I realized because of that, I can't, commit to 5 days a week in the gym because then I wouldn't have a rest. So I switched up a little. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. It works for me. I could benefit from like an extra day of rest and then like rotating things, but just because I'm working on the weekend, I don't think it's doable. But we finally got back to, again, that 70 kg squat. We've gone there a few times. Oh, this isn't like a 1 rep max. I'm not weak, This is like 8 rep max. And I'm consistently progressing in everything. Like, strongest I've ever been. I feel the best I ever have. Looks the best I ever have. Maybe I could be a bit leaner, but you gotta big things, right? Even tracking my water, but yeah. All this is, you should not cut. Like, I shouldn't have cut. You should definitely not cut. You learn from my mistakes, because you don't want, because can you imagine you do your horrendous cut, which you're not supposed to do anyway, and then you get like other things compounded onto it? Like, you do not want to be me. You don't want to reach 70 kg for reps 3 times and have to like progress each time knowing that you have been that strong and, and knowing that it's mostly all your fault apart from like knee injuries. Is it really your fault? Like, come on. But I could have been like more consistent. Well, I guess with the knee injury, my like upper body strength is my fault, but the leg strength, maybe that's not my fault. I'll let myself pass, even like, injuries happen. This wasn't one from bad form, so it's not on me. Anyway, so let me actually switch these water bottles. I'm kind of using it as like I don't need it. I was using it to like rest the phone against because the tripod was a bit shaky. So, when will I consider cutting? That's a good question. I think I'm going to consider cutting 90 kilograms. That's when I'll have my first look and go, is it time? And it won't be time, but I'll try and convince myself it is. And it won't be. I can't listen to that. 95 kilograms. I think that's when I'll cut. Maybe 100. If I get to 100, I'll be impressed, honestly. If I get to 100 before cutting, I'm probably hopped on something. Like, I'll be honest, I'm not getting to 100. I'm not doing that naturally, without having a cut. So, yeah, there's a little like natty on the not test. Although if I decide to push through to 100, it's gonna bite me. But oh well, I guess I have to cut now at 95. So that's a little excuse I threw in. That's my bad. But yeah, that's when I'll consider it. And in my ebook, I actually threw in a bunch of things of when you should consider cutting. And the way I have it set out in my head is, when it starts to become a problem, the weight, or there's just any negative side effects associated. Not like bad body image. Oh, I look so fat right now. I'm like, yeah, of course you do. But like, when it starts interrupting your sleep or other parts of your life, that's when it's. Oh, I got the hiccups, man. Is that water? No. It's like mineral water, so it could be bad for me. I don't know. What's in it? Per liter, 45 grams of calcium, 13 of magnesium, 1.6 grams of salt. Well, I double it. I just randomly doubled it. I'd be reading it per bottle, and then on this one, I decided to read it for both. And then nitrate. What is bicarbonate? Who knows? HCO3. Dry residue, that's what? The temperature? It says 180 degrees, but then it says 168. Who knows? It's definitely a scam. This water is definitely just normal water, and they're making it look fancy. But, oh goodness. In the place I got it, it was actually cheaper than the cheap water. So I don't know, Tesco's being weird or something. It's trying to scam me. It's kind of weird. It's like connected to the hotel kind of. But yeah, that cafe isn't running. I was supposed to have dinner here, but I had to actually order Papa John's. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about unhealthy ways to bulk, because I'm trying to get my protein, okay? Like, I don't know what to do. I had it all planned out, but the cafe's closed, so I can't. That's not on me. Although tomorrow, they are serving this all-you-can-eat breakfast, so I'm just going to get, like, eggs, mushroom, sausage, bacon, like, hash browns, like, pancakes, yogurt, maybe a couple of fruit. I don't know, some orange juice. Like, I love orange juice. Much love. So yeah, I'll consider cutting them. Then, see, I don't have any sort of sports goals ready to get down weight. What would make it worthwhile for me is knowing that it will build a place where I can bulk better, where I can bulk for longer. And if anything, I'm going to try an aggressive cut this time. Hopefully my metabolism will be high enough to, instead of like a 500 deficit, to have like 1,000. Or a little bit shorter. Just because cutting is like so difficult for me, and when it's drawn on, it's really not worth it. So I'd rather have an aggressive one than anything worse. And I'm able to get my protein. I can just buy a bunch of chicken breasts. I can cut them up. I can dice them, and I'll be good. So that's that. Now, how to stay consistent with bulking, because it's a difficult thing. Chronometer. Oh my goodness. But how do you get consistent? I'm sorry, my hair is like really, really long. How do you get consistent weight gain? Consistent weight gain is necessary for that bulk, because otherwise you're just wasting time. Your goal is gaining weight. It's not recomposition or whatever. The best way I've found to do this is by just weighing yourself daily. You weigh yourself daily, and if you get a smart scale, you can actually import it into your phone, like Apple Health. And then Chronometer, you can have that imported to Apple Health, and you can have it set up so it will automatically take those values.
Okay, in complete honesty, I was basically just talking about how it will like automatically sync it, and then you can like view the charts over the X amount of time and see if your surplus is correct. You can extrapolate the data, you can compare it to weight gain. But apparently, when I was recording this, my iPad died. My iPad died, or it ran out of storage, so I had to stop it. And then I guess I just never finished the recording. I don't know, man. Realistically, I don't think people will get that far, this far. But if you somehow did get this far, subscribe, like leave a comment, and I will make a part 2 finishing off like my chain of thought and like adding extra stuff to it. I am sorry. If you're actually committed, you deserve a part 2. So let me know if you made it here.